as you can see, I've made a character here, and bear in mind that these stats have nothing to do with the stats of your character. They only change the aesthetic looks of your character. Unlike Life is Feudal and a few other games, if you change the bar to how you look, it would change the stats. This does not apply with this game. It's purely aesthetic looks only. They've now just put in an update where you can select some different default avatars, which is actually pretty good if you just want to jump straight in. So yeah, I've just made a single player game, and I'm going to spawn in somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be day or night or what yet. So create character, wait for the load up. This is how everybody starts in the game. You wake up on the beach. There's your stamp in your arm, lets you access your inventory. Right, so the controls are pretty basic. You know, WSD for forward, left and right. I can press I to access my inventory. Down here it assigns all your items to 1 through to 0. And all your engrams or blueprints that are learnt go into here in the top left hand corner. These stats here you want to keep a close eye on, and the food and water bar tends to be quite, when you first start, is quite a problem. Well, not a problem, but just one that you've got to keep on top of in order to stay alive. So the first thing I do is I look around my surroundings and I see a turtle straight ahead of me, centre of screen. He's going to be okay, and it looks like we're on a beach that doesn't have many predators, fortunately. So the first thing I want to do is press I and access my craftables, and you'll be given 2 blueprints, one or engrams, one with a pick, one with a torch. And the pick is what you want to make first. To do that you have to get 1 stone, 1 wood and 10 thatch. So to do this, now this is going to take a fair bit of health. On my bottom right hand screen, the little plus symbol, that's your health. Just keep punching. Keep going until I get 1 wood. There we go, got 1 wood. So go into my crafts, see what I need now. So I need 1 stone. So the best way to get stone at the moment is to just go to a stone on the ground and just pick it up with the E button. And then I go to my crafts, and now it's highlighted white. That means I can make it. So I just double click that, or I can press the craft item there, and I've got my first pick. So I can drag and drop that now down into my number button thing. So now with my pick, I can now collect items and stuff like this to, or resources rather, so that I can make my axe, which is what I want to focus on next. And I need a flint, I think, for my axe, so I'll go with stone. I've just leveled up for doing some experience. I said in a previous video that stamina tends to be your focus. Yes, if you're on a PvP server, then yes, your focus would want to be on stamina, because your best defense is running away from people and just concentrating on doing your own thing. But for the sake of this video, and we're in a single player, that doesn't really matter. Your focus wants to be on food and water, because then you know you don't have to keep constantly eating and drinking all the time. The other thing I want to keep an eye on, see the drumstick there and the water Droplet indicates food and water. As you can see, I'm getting low on both. So I'm going around picking berries. I'm just spamming the E key on these bushes. Like so. Now I just keep going. And now go back into here and I can assign each of these to a hotkey. The blackberries you want to avoid, and the white berries, which we get later on, you want to avoid as well. Although with the white berries it dehydrates you, so you just want to be near water to combat the dehydration. So I'm still looking over my shoulder for Dilosauruses, things like that. So I'll access my inventory and I'll set some to food. And now I can, because I've leveled up, I've got now some 8 points to spend. So I'll probably look at getting some clothes and an axe blueprint. And I hear something around. It's Triceratops. Bear in mind you want to be in a safe place or location before you access your inventory, because the game does not pause when you do so. So I'm just going around picking more berries, and now they I've immediately put into my hotkeys, so I can just go hit the number associated with the berry, and now you should be able to see my food level go up a bit. Yep, it's going up just a little bit. It's not a problem at the moment, but as you keep doing things and holding the shift key down and using your sprint button, it will use up energy. Just bear in mind that's what will happen. The more you press the shift key to run, the more you're going to spend your energy sprinting around. So you want to avoid running as much as you can. With swimming, by the way, notice the oxygen bar at the top there is dropping, and my lightning bolt is dropping as well as I swim around. So a lot of people get into the trap of thinking, oh, I'm running out of oxygen. Well, actually the most important one to look for is stamina, your lightning bolt. I'll demonstrate here briefly what happens if you do. So I'll swim around. I'll run around on the shore for a little bit and spend my stamina. So I'll run around to see my stamina bar is dropping down. Sprint, 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 sprint. Okay, so it's dropped my lightning bolt, or stamina bar is now dropped. Now I'll go for a swim, still holding the sprint button down. And this is what happens. It's not a fault with the game, it's just demonstrating, you know, that you want to watch your stamina bar more than your oxygen. Because this is what happens if you don't. So as you can see, still got a lot of oxygen, and now I come to a complete halt. So you want to keep your breath above water by pressing the space bar to get more oxygen. As you can see, I'm getting oxygen and slowly coming back to shore, even though I can't move, and moving slowly. So no amount of holding the shift bar at this time will do anything. Just by holding the space bar down and getting more oxygen, I can come back to shore safely, see? So you can still swim with no stamina, you just hold the space bar down in order to jump out of the water so that your head constantly keeps oxygen. Of course, if there's a megalodon chasing you, you're in big trouble, but... Okay, so... as you can see now, I'll demonstrate these stimberries or the white berry. I'll just move up against this stone to demonstrate. Okay, I've assigned the stimberry to my number 6, and I'm going to take some to show you what happens when you take one. So I've eaten those. Now you see on my right hand corner where just below the weight icon, the droplet is slowly dropping down in water because it's now dehydrating. But as you can see, I only ate 3 berries, so it stopped. But so what I do now is just combat that by drinking. So you can still eat the white berries, just make sure you're near water to keep drinking. The icons on the right are only an indication to let you know that something's moving. If you want a more accurate reading of your stats, just press the I, and then we can go to stamina. It's 100 out of 100. The water that I had or just drank, I've spent some because it's a hot day, so it's dropping. So all these little idiosyncrasies you might want to keep an eye on a more accurate level. Okay, so next thing I want to do is make my axe, which I said I was going to do before. So go back to here. As you can see, I've got this all sorted out now. I've collected enough fibre from the plants that I can make my pants. And I'll assign I often like to put the pick and axe in my 1 and 2 buttons just so I know. Just so by habit, just so I know if an emergency I can easily reach it. For getting food and that when you first spawn in, these bushes are your best friends. If you're going to run somewhere, you may as well be collecting food at the same time, rather than just run and then have to worry about it later. Because you want to be thinking in advance, preparing yourself in advance. So you may as well be spamming the E key all the time. The next thing we want to do is look at our inventory, and we want to work way down to these items down here, which takes a few levels. We'll get there. So we have to do things now in order to get the level up, get the points. So keep collecting and doing things, knocking down trees to get the next level up. Okay, so there's no predators around. You can access my inventory quite safely. I'm going to put some more into food, and the next thing I probably want to get is the sleeping bag, because I know that is linked to my bed. I could go for the spear. The next one I want to go for is the slingshot. With the slingshot you can knock down pretty much any dinosaur with a slingshot, just by picking up a few stones and making that. For now, I'll live on what I've got for now. So as you can see, still collecting berries. Oop, there's a Dilophosaurus. Now, unfortunately, he didn't see us, but he would have spat me. So, got to be keeping an eye out all the time as to predators. These guys are pretty good. See, as you can see, I can walk right past two drops.